Hello, hello, good morning. Happy New Year. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. We are in 2023. I mean, did that year just fly by to you? I mean, because it just like went just crazy for me. So today I have one of our contributing writers. We are going to be talking about it's just another mental Monday for us. Okay, we're going to talk about some mental health. We're going to talk about some resolutions, New Year's resolutions. Are they good? Are they bad? How can we work with them? I'm going to go ahead and bring him on. And good morning, Jeffrey. What's going on? It's so
Hey,
good to see
Tiffany.
you. Happy New
Good,
Year.
good morning. Happy New Year. And yes, 2022. What was that? Really a year? 365 days. It went by very, very fast. And hello to all of our viewers out there. It's great to be here today.
Oh my goodness. I just cannot believe it. I mean, man, just this year, it's been an amazing year. It's been a year of transformation. We started last year with Jeffrey on the cover of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics, and we are also going to have him this year again on the cover for January. It'll be dropping on the 15th, and we are just so absolutely just excited to have him once again to talk about just transformation, what that looks like. I mean, this man, I've watched him just transform in this last year, Jeff. Like, I'm just looking at that Own It. Okay, I just saw the Own It cover this morning. I got to give props to Marisa Blowdor from Own It magazine because Jeff's cover is absolutely amazing. So y'all definitely go and check it out. Oh man, Jeff,
Thank
you have
you.
been a busy guy this year.
I have, and it's been amazing and educational, and the experiences have been wonderful. Yeah, I've had some bad experiences, but that's all part of life,
That's
and
right.
you learn and grow from them. And really being part of the Phoenix Fitness Fanatics community, the Own It community, the Mupo TV community. We're all about change. We're all about getting information out to people and sharing value about whatever our expertise is and where our passions lie, to let people know that there are some incredible people out there who want to provide value and direction for people that are looking.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yep.
So let's talk about the New Year's resolution. I mean, honestly, for myself, I think that pretty much every day is a New Year's resolution. I'm always setting these goals, just throughout the year, right? So when you have this one day, right, when the new year hits, you go to the gym. The gyms are packed. I mean, the gym was packed yesterday, I'm sure, with, people that were slightly hungover, but they said, hey, you know what? On the first of the year, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to do everything I need to do to get healthy. But the problem is, what happens, Jeff? It just teeters
Just
out.
where are
So
they on
that,
the fifth? Where are they on the 15th? Where are they? Where are they on February 1st? I
yeah,
know I've been there. That's happened
you
to
too.
me.
You too. And
Absolutely.
it's tough, but I think really the good part about like starting a resolution here is I think that for us we need to start a resolution by picking an accountability for a 12-month period, right? That should be a New Year's resolution. If you have that, resolution to lose weight, then hey, you know what? Go and find another friend or family member
Right.
that actually wants to do that same thing because you're going to hold each other accountable. When you say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to drink soda all this week and I'm going to try to lose, 2 pounds this week. When you follow up with that person at the end of the week and you're like, damn, no, you know what? I gained a pound, you feel really bad by having to say that to someone. So I think
Right.
that the accountability is definitely key on, in the journey, right?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It helped me through my journey last year, my transformation of 2022, and making a commitment to myself, but also a commitment to those who I've helped throughout the year, and being there and sharing the good and the bad, because it is a roller coaster ride. But the idea here is, as I said earlier, we learn from those mistakes. We learn from the falls and we get back up and just keep moving forward because that's what it's all about. It's about growing. It's about learning. It's about living, living and thriving today because too many people are just barely surviving. And it's really sad to see that out there.
Yeah, no, it really is. So let's talk about the GBX lifestyle because we're talking about accountability. And I know you and I have spoken about this before. So let's share a little bit with the audience about what that GBX lifestyle is and how they can get involved in your program to help them with their GBX
Sure.
lifestyle.
Sure, absolutely. So GBX is gut brain axis for those that don't know, and the gut brain axis is the microbiome, and this is what I'm so passionate about. The microbiome is the gut brain, actually heart axis, because we have three brains, and it is a science that's disrupting the health and wellness industry today, especially when it comes to mental health, because so much of our mental health is a result of our gut health. And science is proving this on a daily basis, that so much of our mental acuity stems from what we put into our gut. And 3-4 years in 2018, I was introduced to this amazing product line that is a holistic mental wellness protocol. I was hesitant. I was skeptical, and it's okay to be skeptical, but I left my options open because I was desperate because my health was not in good at that time, and my doctor wanted to put me on a 6th medication. So with that, long and the short of it is, I did my due diligence. I decided to evaluate it. 9 months later, I had this amazing transformation, and I wanted to share this with others because I know other people were out there really suffering, and they didn't know where to turn to. So this program basically is a systematic. It's a 90-day program. That's the goal. It's 90 days to get you started. Now, mine took 9 months, so that's like 3 times what I anticipate working with other people, but it depends on the individual's physiology, their mental state, their physical state. But the idea is to get them started, to start feeling better. And it's wrapped around a program this program incorporates the word sense, SENSE. So we talk about the right supplementation that is critical to our overall well-being. And people say, oh, foo-foo on supplementation, you can get it from the foods today. Well, our foods don't have the nutrients that they did 300 years ago before glyphosate was around, or Roundup, and all these pesticides. Now we've got processed foods, boxed food, canned foods. Everything is bioengineered. We don't have the nutrients. So supplementation is part of that. Then we have exercise. What are we doing to exercise our bodies? Because that's part of the formula. It's relatively a formula. Then nutrition. Again, what are we feeding our body temple in regards to what our body is looking for from a nutritional perspective? And then we have stress management. How are we managing those stress levels, the anxiety levels, the depression levels? Because believe it or not, there are over 10,000 chemicals that are in our foods today that are processed or boxed or canned. And I did research on 25. I stopped after 25 because all of them that I researched caused leaky gut. And then they also attributed to levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. So if those 25 did, then the rest are going to do the same thing. We wonder why we have the problems that we do with health and physical and mental states today. It's because of the food systems that we are, that were incorporated here, and we're not being led down the right path. And then, and I'm going to throw in pharmaceuticals as well, because pharmaceuticals have their place. As I've mentioned before, I don't take away 100% on Western medicine. I'm the first to raise my hand. Give me the morphine when I'm passing a kidney stone, but I didn't need metformin for the rest of my life to manage my type 2 diabetes. And then the last is of sense is evaluation. How is the program working? What's working for you? What's not working for you? And then we kind of reassess where you are. And I had to make tweaks in my program. All
Mm-hmm.
right. And we make those tweaks in according to what will work better for us. And sometimes things are too much for people and they need to take it a little bit slower than coming on board, full fledged, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of assess that during a consultation up front. We do, there's a wellness assessment. Then I get on board with the individual. We talk about that assessment. We talk about what's going on in your life right now. What do you
Mm-hmm.
want to work on? What is your goal in the next 3 months? Can we achieve that in the next 3 months? And depending, as I said earlier, are you healthy? Are you not healthy? And where is your state of unhealthiness? You may need to do this 6 months, 9 months, or even a year, or maybe even a couple of years. I'm in my 4th year. I'm continuing to do this program because I'm feeding my body with healthy nutrition because it's all plants. And
Yeah.
that's kind of the foundation of the program, because this is, you're going to get a program guide, you're going to get daily journal, you'll get there's a recipe book with it and a kickstart for a reboot. There will be an accountability check-in on a weekly basis. And that's volunteer. It's not mandatory because I don't make anything mandatory.
Right.
That was, I worked 25 years in the corporate world and it was do. No, here's my recommendations to optimize your physical and mental health. It's your choice to move forward with that and evaluate it. Because if you don't do it on a daily basis, it's like going to the gym. You go to the gym for the first 3-4 months and you build this muscle and you get really
Right.
healthy, you got vibrant, and then you stop. Well, what happens? You go back to where you started from.
That's
And
right.
that's the same thing with this. It's a choice and it's a lifestyle change,
Mm-hmm.
because we have been filling our bodies and treating our bodies poorly for those of us who, I'm 68 years old, have been destroying our bodies for decades, and it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
So there you
Yeah.
have it.
I love that. And I love that you're encompassing just everything there, because it's not just about, you see people in the gym and they're working out every day. And you hear about these people that are in there, they're working out, or you have a runner that is an avid runner. They run every day, but yet they eat really bad. They're
Right.
eating, that fast food and all that stuff. And you'll hear, someone say, yeah, you know what, so and so, had a heart attack. And you're like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
How? Well, because they're not, looking at and evaluating, hey, what am I putting in my body? They're just saying, oh, I'm out here, I'm doing. But what they're doing is, yeah, they're exercising, but they are also adding additional stress because they're exercising maybe a little too much, and then they're
Right.
not giving your body what it needs, so your body tends to break. So finding that balance there is essential. I mean, I've been fighting an injury here for a few weeks, and I've had to learn, like, okay, I saw a couple pounds going up and I'm like, oh, no, and I went back to the kitchen. I went back to, okay, what have I been eating, what have I been doing, what have I been putting in my body, and I changed that. And now
Right.
I see, now I'm going on the positive again. It's like, okay, now those couple of pounds are coming off again. But you have to be consistent with it and you have to find balance with it all.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's essential.
Absolutely. And I think what I have learned from the people that I've been working with, pretty much everybody, when they're stressed, where do they go? They go to the pantry, they go to the kitchen, because food is a go-to for most people out there, and that was me.
Yeah.
When I got stressed, it was go to the pantry and just stuff that face, because it was a comfort zone for me.
Hmm.
And and learning, I'm livid. I am so PO'd with what's really out there, having learned and taken my own time to understand. Now I understand why we have the diseases that we do today, the
Hmm.
levels of mental health, which is an epidemic
It is.
globally, because of the systems that are broken and are putting people into these types of situations,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And I go back and forth with people. I stand firm on my belief and what I have researched and what's
Yeah.
going on out there. And when you read articles where the FDA says X percentage of glyphosate, which is a chemical in Roundup that kills
Mhm.
or it's a pesticide, a certain percentage is allowed in our children's cereals today.
That's crazy.
No, that's not a yellow flag. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
There should be no glyphosate, no chemicals like that
Yeah.
in the kids' foods today, or even in adult foods.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
as an example of some of these things that I've come across, and it's devastating. It's just
Yeah.
devastating.
Yeah, no, it is. And like when you go, I mean, I'm an avid label reader now, right?
Yeah.
And the more simple the label, the better. If there's something on that label that I can't pronounce, I don't want it. I mean, unless it's a natural something, I can go to someone and say, "Hey, is this natural? Is this something right?" But when you say, the glyphosate and this and that, all these different things out there, no, you got to keep it simple. When you
Right. Yeah. And for those that are watching live or watching the replay, what I learned is that food companies go out to these chemical companies that will develop a preservative, a food
Mm,
preservative
mm,
for their food, but they make it taste good, but they also make it addictive. So
right.
you're addicted. So you're craving those bad foods.
Hmm.
And I just say, example, bet you can't eat one, you know?
Right. Huh.
So, looking at and breaking down all of that, it's like, oh my gosh, this is, it makes sense. It's frightening.
Yeah.
And if people don't wake up and really focus on taking care of their health today, they will be forced to take care of and address their illnesses in the future.
Most definitely. Yeah. And it's really sad because for myself, fighting with diabetes, you feel that battle, about it. And when you look at everything has some kind of sugar
Yeah.
or a sugar supplement, which the sugar supplements could be worse. I mean, there's only maybe two, I think, out there that I would, even consider putting in my body, and so it's really just kind of amazing that, you hear about sugar and addiction to that. Sugar is like they say it's compared to being addicted to like heroin.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they put it in all of our food.
Yeah, and it's addictive and it feeds cancer. It feeds cancer
It does.
cells. It feeds inflammation. It
Hmm.
feeds, unhealthy cells.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and again, it depends on it obviously depends on the amount of sugar, because there are
Mhm.
some studies where, a small amount of sugar, like maybe 2 or 3 grams, is okay. Why? Because it is a catalyst to help cells absorb nutrients faster
Hmm.
than they normally do. So,
Oh, that's interesting. But where
yep.
are you going to find 2 to 3 grams, right? You look at the sodas and or even the juice.
Oh,
When you're looking at the juices today, and a lot of people
well,
they have this misconception, like, okay, well, you know what, I'm gonna, instead of giving my kids soda, I'm gonna give them juice. But then when you look at the juice has 30 grams of sugar, 40
but then
grams of sugar
yeah,
times.
you have the regular sugar of the juices, but then you have to look at the added sugars, because
Yes,
generally, if there's
yes,
20 grams of sugar in, say, an orange,
mm-hmm,
added sugar, another 20 grams.
right,
No,
yeah,
that's,
yeah. That's just wild, right?
yeah.
I mean, it's like, why do you do that? So everybody out there, if you're listening, like seriously, just start looking at the labels. I mean, you don't have to do it all the time. I mean, I got really, really obsessed with it for a while, but now I just know if I eat
Sure.
something, I can almost taste the chemicals, in certain things, and I'm just like, no, you know what, I'm good. I don't need that. So it's just be aware of what your body is telling you, because when you
Yeah.
eat the nasty stuff, I mean, Jeff, when I eat stuff now that was just my favorite back in the day, when I was almost 300 pounds, I mean, I was eating everything and did not care how it made me feel. I didn't care that I was sluggish, because I'm like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go back and sit behind my desk, or I'm gonna go, I'm gonna sit in my
Right.
car driving, or I'm gonna go home and just go to bed, right? And I never realized that it was making me feel
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
now, if I do go back to that, because I do cheat, I mean, shoot, everybody does, and all you coaches out there, nobody ever, don't you say that you don't cheat, because even the Rock cheats, right? But again, like when you do cheat, I mean, I know my stomach gets upset. If I
Yeah.
eat something that's beef, right? Because I keep myself away from beef. I try to eat more fish and sometimes chicken, but beef. And if I eat something from In and Out, I'm all happy go lucky about it with the family. Oh, it's cheat day. The next
Yeah.
day, I'm like,
Oh
why
boy.
did I do that to myself?
Right. Right.
So it's about having that mindset, and not, oh my gosh, woe is me. I'm feeling horrible, right? No, why are you feeling horrible? What did you do to make
Right. And
yourself
it's, we
horrible?
talked earlier, it's a choice. And you know that when you have the XYZ, it's going to make you feel yucky, but it's the price that you pay. And, the next time you come across the same thing, it's either you're going to pay the price again, or you're going to say, nope, I'm going to skip it today.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I've been there,
Yeah.
the holidays, you get the holidays, spending time with
Oh,
family,
yeah.
and the goodies, the good stuff, the bad stuff, mostly the bad
Right.
stuff. But
Right.
yeah,
I think the holidays, that's where you always fluctuate a little bit. I mean, it happens to the best of us, right?
yeah,
But, again, you just have to have that mindset. And even if you do go up a couple of pounds, it's not the end of the world.
right,
You just get back at it and just stay
right,
consistent again, and if you fall back again, just get back at it.
yeah,
Don't get to the point where it's, oh my gosh, and now you give up, because
that's
now
correct.
you're going to go right back to where you started from.
Yep,
So just keep at it. Just keep going. That's the best advice I think I could give anybody. Just keep
keep
at it.
going. Yeah,
Because you had said,
yeah,
it took you 9 months instead of 3 months, right? But if you didn't
right,
keep at it, you wouldn't be having the amazing results that you're having now. I
right,
lost over 100 pounds. It took me 3 years.
yeah,
3 years.
right,
But I had to stay at it because I knew if I didn't, well, next time I go to the doctors for that, doctor's check, my A1C might be, 9, 10, 11, it's in that range where it's detrimental to my health.
correct.
And I will never get to that again. I mean, when you're in an office and you get that news, I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that have, and hopefully you've made that click, that change, because there's other people that are watching as well, and that's the message I want to give to people, because you've got your kids watching, you've got your friends, your family watching, and if you take that step, just take the step to make yourself better. You're going to make so many other
Right.
people around you better as well.
Yeah, and I always say getting old doesn't have to suck. And if you start really looking at what's going on out there, the more people that are, up there in age, they're having physical and mental health problems. And it's
Right.
because of what's out there. It's taken decades to make those destructions in your body as well as in your mind. And it's going to take some time to reverse that and repair it and heal it, so forth and so on. So, um, yeah, it was a rude awakening when we came down to Florida, because I grew up knowing Florida as God's waiting room. When we got down here in the end of 2017 into 18, it's like, oh my gosh, most of these people are in the waiting rooms of doctors, and they're not enjoying their retirement. They're always sick. So,
Yeah. See,
yep,
and that, yeah, when I get to that age, I want to be like my mom. My mom is going to be this month. She's going to be 79. Ooh, you know what? Hopefully she doesn't see this, but anyway, she looks wonderful. I mean, my mother, when we're out together, they think she's my sister. And
there you
she
go.
has two, hips that are not hers. She's had two hip replacements, and she's a champ. I mean, she'll get out in the park and walk that park and she'll do 3, 4, 5 miles. One day she's like, Tiff, I did 7 miles today. I'm like,
Good for her.
I mean, it's just amazing. And she knows that she has to do it because she's diabetic. She's been diabetic for years.
Yeah.
So, and when you get a little bit older and you have to have certain surgeries, maybe you've had a job where it's just been a little bit harder on your body. When we have surgeries, our bodies tend to change too.
Oh yeah.
So, that
Yeah.
they really had to watch my mom with that, because her sugar started raising a little bit just from the medication they gave her to be able to heal, right?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's so many different things that you got to look at, but just keep going. Everybody make
Right.
it your dream, your desire to be that person that is like. Who else? Ernestine Shepherd, that's in her 80s and she's still in the gym working out with people.
Work.
I
Yeah.
want to be like that. Because this
Yeah.
is here. Nope, it is not going to keep me down.
We all should be living a life in abundance and optimum wellness, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially today. And it is a choice. You have to make changes. If you're not doing that today, then what are the changes you need to make that happen? And
Right.
it can happen for you, and it will happen for you if you have the mindset to making those daily changes and moving forward. It's not saying stop everything and make a 100% or 360-degree turnaround, that everything's going to change this day. It's one habit at a time,
That's
and
right.
you build upon those daily habits and
Right.
get used to those habits being incorporated into a new lifestyle.
Yeah. And start slow. If it's that when you go to the grocery store, half the time people are fighting to get the parking spaces that are close to the door. How about park all the way in the back and
There
walk?
you go. And walk.
Or if you're in a building that, has an elevator and has stairs, take the stairs versus the elevator. It's going to,
Sure.
give you a little cardio. And honestly, if you're a little sluggish when you get to work and you walk a couple flights of stairs, you feel really good. You feel
Right.
ready to go because you just, pumped up a little bit of those hormones those happy hormones, those endorphins are flowing, that dopamine, that serotonin is going a little bit because you
Exactly.
just give your body a little bit of love, instead of trying to cheat yourself by
And
getting there closer, or
yeah, exactly. And those are chemicals that our body produces. We don't need those man-made synthetic happy hormones
right.
and to be pumped into our body. We make them ourselves, and that
Yeah.
that is another key thing too. Is that our body was designed to do what it's supposed to do, and unfortunately today it's being disrupted by what's out there, and we need to take more control back to
Yeah.
being able to feed our body, because I've mentioned before that once you start feeding your body with some really good nutrition, whether
Hmm.
it's food or supplementation or mental stress or
Yeah.
anxiety regimens, your body responds beautifully.
Yeah.
It took,
Yeah.
as I said, it took me 9 months, but the first 3 months I suffered and I wanted to quit. Sure, I wanted to quit many, many times, but all I
Yeah.
saw was my father laying in his casket from type 2
Mm.
diabetes and, leg amputation, heart disease, and 27 medications by the time
Yeah.
he died. And I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Wow. And just making those changes. Looking at you, the glow, right? When you make those changes, your
Yeah.
body shows that you're making those changes. You
Yes.
can do things more than you thought you could, like when you get in the gym, maybe it's going a little bit longer on the treadmill or on the bike, or maybe it's lifting a little more weight that
Mm.
than you did the last time. But your body shows and you glow, your skin glows. Jeff, again, like the pictures for the own it cover. You are glowing. You're even glowing now. It's just
Thanks.
you can tell that you have made the changes needed to heal your body and to really check your body and say, hey, do what you're supposed to do. And it's doing what
Right.
it's supposed to do.
Right.
And it's lovely.
And am I at where I want to be? No, I'm still working on other things. It's,
Yeah.
it's a day by day, step by step process, and it's a lifestyle change. And I'm committed to this until I go to the other side. So,
Which again, making these changes is not going to be for a long time, God willing. So, Jeff,
yes.
do you have? And tell you, the time goes by so fast when we get on here. But do you have any words of wisdom, words of encouragement that you'd like to give our audience today? Moving into the new year, moving into the new week. Yes.
Yeah, my words of encouragement for those listening or watching the replay is don't give up, because there is hope out there. And it's a matter of coming across that hope at the right time in the right place. That is what you're looking for. Whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, whatever that is, there are amazing people out there who are providing value, direction, information to really get people to think outside of the box, if you will. There's not just one path to follow. There are multiple paths to consider, and incorporate multiple paths rather than one, which is what most people are on today. And that is a path to early death. And that's my opinion, because reflecting on what I've done and what I've researched the last couple of years, that's where most people are headed. They're headed down this path of illness and continuing. It's open up, be receptive, get information, do your due diligence, and then step out of your comfort zone to evaluate and see if that will change your life.
Yes,
There
yes.
you go.
So
And Happy
much.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for joining us. Thank you so much for being part of the Phoenix Fitness Fanatics family. We love you so much. I just love getting on here with you. I learned so much from you, and you're just such an inspiration. Again, just watching you just
Thank
shine
you.
out there. And can you tell our audience how can they contact you so they can get their GBX lifestyle program started with you?
Sure. Well, the first thing is you can go and look at and read Own It magazine, January 2023. You can get Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, January 2023. I do have an outline of the program in there, a little bit more of what I shared today. You can reach out to me via my cell phone, which is displayed here at the bottom of the screen. Request that you text first. If you call and leave a message, I'll get back to you, because I don't answer phones, any number that doesn't have a name on it. Or you can email me, jeffrey@jeffreyeberger.biz, and that's where you can get some information. And hey, let's have a chat. Let's talk. What's going on with your life? What do you want to change? And see if this is a program that might do what you're looking for.
Awesome, awesome.
Thank
Well, thank
you.
you so much, Jeff. So thank you everyone for joining us. Again, happy new year. And message for you from the EIC. You know what? Make sure you stay open-minded this year. There are so many options for you. And if you are here with the blinders, you are blocking the world from you being able to just shine
Yeah.
and show your brilliance. So stay open, stay amazing. Know that you have so many people in your life that you can contact. You got them right here. I mean, we're here to help you to be physically, mentally, spiritually, as well as financially fit. So please connect with us. Have an amazing new year, and we will see you soon. Take care, everybody.
Bye. Thank you, Tiffany.